Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is June 20th, 2024, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, despite the fact that it's summer trading, the Nasdaq inches higher to new record highs. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we start out the day at 9:30 South African time out of Switzerland. The Swiss National Bank will have a policy rate. That's an interest rate decision. And then at 1 p.m. out of Great Britain, we have an interest rate decision from the official bank rate decision from there as well. So looking at the market today, starting out with the Forex symbols, the Swiss Franc does trend lower. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones pretty much unchanged while the Nasdaq inches to new record highs. As we look at commodities, gold gains to the upside, while oil remains unchanged. Now looking at the stocks, NVIDIA was the only one that went up yesterday and gained. Lastly, look at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, is it bottoming out? So let's take a look at that and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to start with the Swiss franc. Now, those of you who have been watching my daily review know that I normally don't cover the Swiss franc. And the reason is that it really trades on its own. It's not untradeable. It's very tradable. But for my purposes, I like inter-market analysis where I look at the markets almost across the board in various categories and I analyze them versus each other. So the Swiss franc kind of stands on its own, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have opportunities. Now, when it's showing an opportunity and the rest of the market is not trading because it's summer trading and it has news and potentially it could move today, that's when I focus on it. Okay, trading is like being a hunter. You want to go exactly where you're looking to hunt, right? And you're looking for opportunities. And this is a very good opportunity right here. Okay, let's hear it out. Now, the market here on the Swiss franc, let's take a look at it on a weekly chart. It has had a top of 91.79. That's an important resistance-ish area. Now, if we look at a daily, we've crossed over the 200-day moving average. Not a big deal on a daily. However, we are hitting some previous resistance, subsequent support, which is right here at 88.38. So I do expect some sort of momentum either on the downside or the upside today, but it's going to be severe, okay? Generally speaking, when these type of numbers come out, when major numbers come out on a certain Forex symbol, it's usually a point of contention, right? It's either going to be a bounce here or we're going to break lower, but you got to know the levels, okay? If it does break lower, we could go down to 0.87, okay? That could be a spot where we go to if it really picks up some momentum on the downside. So keep it on your radar today. Now jumping into the Australian dollar, it's another one. It's bouncing to its resistance-ish level. Okay, not a big deal, but it is on resistance-ish level and did extend that gain yesterday. Now looking at the the Euro USD, not doing much. Okay, it's been in a not even an 8 pip move. Okay, pip range over the past 24 hours. So really not doing much. Now let's jump into commodities, all right? Looking at gold, gold gaining nicely, okay, to 23.44. Now, it's broken out of that range of 22.36 and above it, okay, not a big deal, but we're coming closer to 23.51, and that's a big deal, okay, especially as we're hitting the 200-day moving average, looking at there. But you can see it's pretty much has consolidated. 22.91 was a sweet spot to pick it up, but we are extending into somewhat turbulent area, okay, some point of contention, some point of resistance here. So keep that in mind as this is still trading sideways, at least for now. Now jumping into crude oil, not doing much, okay, at 80.55, really unchanged and holding on to its gains. The question is whether or not it's going to push higher or is it going to retrace here, and that's the $1 million question. So if you do get to see if it does pick up price action either on the downside or the upside, that could be a really good potential for today. Now jumping into the Nasdaq, new all-time record highs. Why? I have no idea. The rest of the market's not going up altogether. NVIDIA did go up yesterday, but that shouldn't put the Nasdaq all the way higher. So I'm left to contend that the rest of the market is going to catch up and the Nasdaq knows something about something. Okay, so this is really important because when the market goes higher and the stocks don't go higher, there's a little bit of a friction there. And we want them to do it together, right? Because the stocks represent the index, okay? And that's really important, and especially if they're big stocks like Apple or Microsoft or one of these big guys, all right? So this is interesting. Now looking at the Dow Jones, not doing much. It's really trading very much in summer trading, okay? Everybody's at the beach with their, whatever, cabanas and their pina coladas and, you know, trying to get a suntan, all right? Now, looking at Apple, it did retrace a little bit yesterday. Not a big deal, but it did retrace. Now, looking at NVIDIA, it did push higher. Now, we're looking at a 1 minute chart here. So let's move over to a 30-minute chart. It's too difficult. Even a 15-minute chart. Wow, it's really difficult to trade with these charts because you can't see exactly where it's really trading. But it did gain nicely yesterday to 133, up from 133.10. Okay, about 40 cents, but relatively for the size that it is. Remember, it's all about percentages when it comes to NVIDIA, so keep that in mind. Now, the rest of the market's really wavering, and there's nothing that's jumping out at me and saying, okay, this is a clear buy, this is pushing much higher. Okay, this is summer trading, and the stocks do reflect that, and yesterday was a national holiday in the States, so keep that in mind. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is where it becomes really interesting, okay? Bitcoin did get a bounce earlier yesterday. Okay, we see that bounce. Now it's making a double bottom, at least for now, at 64,500. Now with 65,500, not a big deal off of it, but I'd like to see if this breaks that blue line, and that'll mean that that downwards trend is broken, at least for now. So at least for now, we've made a double bottom. Okay, just the question is, how much is it going to push higher, or is it going to retrace here? That's the million-dollar question here. So it could be misleading here, but keep an eye on it because it could be a potential trade as well today. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.